So, this is a book that I finished today, Blink. And this one is kind of like about the topic of basically decisions instantaneously. I'm kind of I'm pretty neutral, honestly, on the topic, just in general, on whether or not to think about it or just to go and act. And I can get into that actually right now because I know that with our amygdala, it processes things like, you know, basically I don't want to say instantaneously, but relatively quickly. And that's kind of what this book got into about how with split seconds some decisions, acting them quickly is better. But at the same time, thinking about the the situation is also good in some situations. So it depends on how severe the situation is. If it's more severe, they mention that you just act quickly. That's Malcolm's advice for this. Malcolm Gladwell, the author, and I would say that of course it's a good practice to act quickly if you're in a bad situation. Of course, who would want to just be in a thing where or be in a situation where you basically freeze up when you're in a tough situation. So definitely going through it is better. So I would say that a situation where again it's just basically just a non-tense situation is where actually thinking about the thing objectively. Of course, you don't want to think about things subjectively because then that creates assumptions that might not be true at all. So the examples they talked about were like police people. Oh, and of course the romance things about how some people, oh, they must be married they're gonna be married for an extra 15 years because they act a certain way. So like stuff like that, but like it worked out just because of their emotions while talking to each other. So it was definitely not. I don't want to say it wasn't true, but it was definitely good. I don't know why I was gonna say it wasn't true. I would say it's definitely true. But Blink, the power of thinking without thinking. The the only problem with this book is, and the author stated it too, is we can't really train ourselves to be in high tense situations and to act a certain way during them. Like with police officers, only 90% of them will ever fire their gun, like in real life, and like 99.999% of people will actually shoot someone in their life as a police officer. So it's not common for stuff to happen or to kill someone, I should say. So it's not really it's uncommon basically. It's very rare for people to actually die of stuff like this. And it's like since it's so rare, like you can't really train like this stuff. Like I can't train what I'll do if I fell off a building. I don't know if you could train falling off of a building in the first place. But high tense situations, I don't know if it's possible to train it that well. But you might if you train it like a certain way, like noticing people's expressions, so you get like feel them before they happen or before the person talks. Like then, like stuff like that can give you a little bit of advantage, but even that is it's not really that helpful. So I say that's the only problem with this is really trying to apply decisions that you can make instantaneously, like just applying it in general. Obviously, there are some situations where you can do it, but and you can think of those on your own. I thought of three just right now, but it's really not optimal to do it. But either way, I'll say Blink. This is a very popular book too. Malcolm Gladwell, a very well esteemed author. So I will say the read was above average. So this was Blink.